And so we are back here live at the Grant Center. My name is Eddie Glenn. I'm joined by Lindsey Fulcher here this evening for a matchup between your Averett University Cougars and the Ferrum Panthers. Panthers come in 10-8, 8-1 in USAC competition. The Cougars 11-7, 8-2 in USAC play. So these two teams virtually the same, and this will be definitely a battle of two top dogs. Starting five now for Ferrum Panthers. Starting us off would be number 10, Jalexis Mitchell. Number 21, Brooke Lewis. 24, Zarkia Maddox. 30, Maggie Self. And 32, Erin March.
Like you said, Eddie, the Cougars interplay after a win to Methodist University 85-53 on Wednesday. And your starting lineup is number 3, Amani Ajay. Number 10, Sam Chandler. Number 11, Raven Johnson. Number 12, Alexis Rosia. And number 24, Brooke Carthen.
And like you said, both teams actually, you said Averett came off of a 30-point win against Methodist at home just a few days ago. And Ferrum, they are actually coming off a 38-point win against Mary Baldwin, a team we had to reschedule the game against due to weather. But both teams coming off of a 30-point win, so both teams rolling high, and they are ready to play. Some players to watch out for this Ferrum team. Zarkia Maddox, 20 points and 8 rebounds on the year she's averaging. And Maggie Self, I believe she's averaging over 20 points a game herself. She was a problem last year, and I think Liz Hickey's going to have something up her sleeve to try and stop her this year. And Lindsay, do you have anybody to watch out for this Cougar team?
Absolutely, Eddie. Players to watch in this game is Sam Chandler, the senior that scored 22 points with 9 rebounds in a win to Methodist. And then you've also got Amani Ajay, who scored 19 points and 15 rebounds in the win to Methodist as well. So definitely 2 starters today, 2 players to watch for Averett.
As we get ready, we're going to have Zarkia Maddox, the senior for Ferrum, jumping against Sam Chandler, the senior for Averett. Averett, yellow on yellow, or gold on gold, rather. Ferrum, navy blue on navy blue, and Ferrum will win it. They win the tip-off and get the first bucket within 5 seconds. And so here's the Cougars the other way. And that was Mitchell, the freshman guard, on that bucket. Sam Chandler, she will get fouled. Traveling is the call, excuse me.
And something to mention about Sam is she is actually Averett's all-time leading scorer and blocker for Averett.
And she is, and Lindsay, there's Maggie Self. I don't know why we left her open, but we did. She showed the reason why we shouldn't right there is she knocked that shot down. And there's Mitchell, couldn't get the layup to go. And Averett with the ball now. Here's Alexis Rosia, 2-on-2 fast break here. Rosia's going to try and, she drives baseline and finds Ajay, and Ajay puts it in the hoop. 5-4 now. Or 5-2, excuse me. And Raven Johnson with the block. And so here's Rosia the other way. Rosia finding the lane and puts it off the glass and in the hoop. So after 2 early buckets from Ferrum, Averett able to answer back on defense and get on the other end on offense. And there's Maggie Self wide open by herself. A couple of crossover dribbles. Back over to Mitchell. Mitchell to Maddox. Maddox down low to Lewis. And a good bucket from Maddox.
Alexis Rosia to Ajay, back to Rosia. Just misses that 3 as it bounced off the back of the rim. Got number 10, Alexis Mitchell with the ball, passes it to Number 30 for Ferrum. That is Maggie Self.
And so Panthers will retain possession after Averett knocked it out of bounds. 17 seconds on the shot clock. 7-4 is the score. Panthers up early. And on the turnaround jump shot, Amani Ajayi will foul. One for two at the free throw line, but I believe that's Maddox that's able to get the rebound and put back. Let's see it to Chandler. Chandler to Ajayi. Ajayi back to Chandler. Chandler's going to drive baseline, pull up jumper. Didn't fall. And so here's Mitchell the other way now. Brooke Carthen almost able to pick up the steal. And here's Maddox, and she gets called for the carry.
This is going to be a big game for the Cougars, Eddie, as they've got a few big games left, but having a fantastic season. Very confident women working together. Rosia to Sam Chandler. Chandler to Carthen.
And so that's Maddox called on the foul there. 10-4 Cougars need to get something going on offense here. And Amani Ajayi for three. Not normally where we see her shooting from, but never hurts to test your range a little bit. So here's Ferrum the other way. Now Maggie Self defended by Chandler. And a great pass to find March down low, and March capitalizes.
Rosia with the ball for Averett. Passes to Chandler. Chandler to Johnson. Passes to Ajayi.
And so Shannon Longworth will check in for Raven Johnson. Lewis with the ball. Over to Maddox. Maddox directing traffic. Shot up and in from Mitchell.
Carthen goes and into the bucket it goes, Eddie. 14-6. Ferrum in the lead currently. The Cougars not looking at giving up
And
possession to the Cougars.
14-6, Kiara Smith will check in for Brooke Carthen. And with a big shot here after that good defensive stop. And Alexis Rosia trying to reverse hand layup there. And a good layup attempt from Aaron March, just couldn't get it to go. Rosia over to Smith. Smith. And a great defensive effort there from Zarkia Maddox, a senior guard, able to put her body on the line and throw it on the court, trying to get the ball there. But Averett will retain possession. Longworth for three, no good. And that's Chandler on the rebound. Shot clock will reset.
Longworth to Smith. Smith back to Chandler. Chandler to Ajay. Almost loses it, but passes it to Rosia, who goes for three. Just misses.
And so now she's going to, and that was actually a two. I think they said her foot was on the line. So she's going to step to the line for 2 shots and not 3.
First one is good. So Raven Johnson enters the game for the Cougars.
So shot doesn't count. Longworth jumping a little bit too early there. And the Panthers are trying to put the ball in the hands of Maggie Self as she is running all around the court, taking 3, 4, 5 screens at a time. But the Cougars are staying on her. Really don't want to let Maggie Self get going. Rosia for 3 again, and she gets fouled again. So she's going to take 3 free throws now.
First one is good. Second shot in as well. And these are the key things that, Liz Hickey is looking for her players to be able to do. Get on that free throw line and make your shots. That said, she did miss that last one, but 2 out of 3, and Shannon with that 3-pointer did miss it.
And so here's Maggie Self, defended by Sam Chandler. Sam Chandler was able to get a hand on it. Jessie Nichols with the ball now. She dribbles to the top of the key. Bad pass. Ball goes out of bounds, so Cougars will get it. Sam Chandler will take the 3-pointer off the front of the rim. Nichols with the ball. Nichols over to Self. Back to Nichols. Nichols dribbling around. Smith there to defend. And to Maddox. Maddox will dribble to the top of the key, defended by Rosia. 5 seconds on the shot clock. Maddox will take it. Dribbles out to Nichols. No good. Rebounded by Sam Chandler. And she will be fouled. Monty Ajay back in for Averett. Jessie O'Connor will check in for Ferrum, as well as Kelsey Mosley. As both Sam Chandler and Maggie Self come out the game and go take a break. And Amani Ajay is fouled.
And Najai sinks that. 14-10. Your Cougars trailing just by 4.
Nichols with the ball. Defended by Rosia. She gives it over to Mosley. Mosley will dribble around back to Nichols. Nichols takes the screen. Hands it over to Lewis. Lewis gets blocked by Raven Johnson. And a vicious block from Raven Johnson. That is her second block of the game here in just the first quarter. And that's Jessie O'Connor. Couldn't get the shot to go. Gets her own rebound and puts it back up. And you've got to watch out driving the ball against Raven Johnson. Her long arm, she can really get the ball at angles that you wouldn't expect. And here's Raven Johnson down the offensive end, fighting Nichols for it. Jump ball. Averett will retain possession. Brooke Carthen will check back in for Shannon Longworth. Rosia with the ball. Over to Smith. Smith taking the screen for 3. No good. Nichols on the rebound. Or excuse me, O'Connor on the rebound. She gives it over to Maddox. Maddox goes to Nichols. Nichols back to Maddox. Drive baseline. Finding O'Connor and finding Nichols. Nichols for 3. No good. It had some range on it. And they're going to reset play here. Looks like there was something wrong with the shot clock, I believe. .26 seconds on the shot clock. Lewis over to Maddox. Maddox. And Nichols. Nichols. Finding Mosley. Mosley will dribble to the top of the key. Looking for some options. Nichols with it now. Nichols takes the screen from O'Connor. Right-hand floater off the back of the rim and in. I believe that was shot clock again. Smith for 3. No good. O'Connor was fouled. So Samantha Texan and Sam Chandler will check into the game now. Maddox finding the lane. So Panthers get the ball with 3.9 on the clock as Raven Johnson rebounded that ball, but fell to the ground and slid a little bit, so that is a traveling violation. 4-3 is Mosley, no good. Lewis will get it. Tries to get her shot off before the buzzer, doesn't count. After your first quarter of play, 18-10, Ferrum out in front. It is a close game. Both teams going back and forth in a defensive type game. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back here at the Averett Sports Network.
And we are back in the second quarter of Averett versus Ferrum. Score 18-10, second quarter of play. I am joined by Eddie Glenn. My name is Lindsay Fulcher. Ferrum currently in possession of the ball.
We'll see you on the rebound after the Maddox shot. Texan for three. No good. Maddox on the rebound. Cougars back on defense. They try and go to Maggie Self. Johnson on the rebound. Great defense there by Sam Chandler. Rozier for three. And Lindsay, this is probably the most threes I've seen Averett take in a while. And we're just through the first quarter and the first couple seconds of the second quarter.
A foul will be on Raven Johnson, her first foul of the game. Number 50, Jesse O'Connor, senior Panther, up on the free throw line.
And rebounded by Ferrum off the second free throw miss. So Maddox with the ball. Goes over to Mosley. Mosley. People around, not finding any help. And so Samantha Texan called on the foul. So Zarkia Maddox will step up to the line. First shot, no good. So here's Denise Chambers with the ball now. She goes over to Texan. That ball's knocked out. Will remain with Averett. To Carthen they go. Carthen with the pull-up shot, no good. So 20-10, a 10-point game now. Ferrum out in front. Maddox with the ball. Maddox finding the lane. Kicks it out to Mosley for 3. No good. And O'Connor there on the rebound putback. So timeout call, 22-10. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back here at the Grant Center.
And we are back here at the Grant Center, 22-10. The Cougars trailing by 12, not giving up here. Sam Chandler currently with the ball, passes to Carthen, who goes for it, and the bucket is good. 22-12. Panthers the other way now. Samantha Texan. Guarding the Panthers hard there. Raven Johnson with the rebound. Sam Chandler to Texan. Texan goes for it. No foul called.
And great hustle by those Averett players, putting their bodies on the line there. So 10-point game. Averett can trim that deficit here. Kiera Smith checking in. And Raven Johnson will be fouled. And so here's Lewis into the game for Ferrum. And Avery will be glad that O'Connor is out the game now, that they can work on getting some rebounds. They were really having a trouble rebounding with her in the game. But Ferrum now with a faster, quicker lineup in. They go to Maggie Self. Self defended by Chambers to Lewis. Lewis over to Maddox. Maddox directing traffic. She finds Lewis defended by Sam Chandler. And Raven Johnson on the rebound. So Sam Chandler here in transition. She's going to be a pull-up jumper. Just a little bit too much on it. So here are the Panthers now. And Maddox will be fouled. As Kiera Smith called on that foul.
Second one good for Maddox. Johnson into the court here. Carthen goes for three, and it's good. 23-16 the score now. Panthers the other way. Cougars trailing by 7, but Eddie, like we've mentioned before, in basketball, it's such a quick change. 3 for the Panthers. That'd be number 21, Brooke Lewis, it looked like. Smith to Chandler.
And now it'll be Maddox's second.
Smith's first one is good.
Monty and Jai will check in for Averett. So 25-17 as that second free throw was missed. And we go with Mosley. And that's Aaron March. A nice post moves to put the ball in the hoop. And Sam Chandler in the mid-range shot, and it's good.
Chandler breaking the record a little more every time she makes a shot, Eddie.
Just extending the gap between her and everybody else.
Prior to this game, she sat at 1,546 in her career.
And so Rosia and Johnson will check in for Averett. And Nichols and Mitchell will check in for the Panthers. The inbound to Maggie Self.
Brooke Lewis misses that first shot. Second one is good.
So 28-19 here, 3:40 left in the half. Sam Chandler, as the Cougars turn the ball over.
Chandler with the rebound. Rosia to Johnson. Back to Rosia to Chandler. Kiera Smith with the layup. Smith, a local Danvillian. Sophomore for the Cougars.
Alexis Mitchell over to Maggie Self, back to Mitchell. Floater no good.
Rosia passes to Chandler. Chandler goes for three, just misses. Ferrum with possession.
Texan will check in as Aaron March is going to step to the line for one more. Chandler for three, and it's good.
Mitchell with the ball for the Panthers.
And you can look for Sam Chandler to take this ball over on the offensive and defensive end as her team is trailing by 6 here. She's going to want to trim that before the half, and that's a great right-hand floater there from Nichols.
Smith with the layup.
Smith doing a good job of finding the lanes and getting the surefire shots. And a nice jump ball goes to Averett. So Amania Giants, Shannon Longworth checking in for the Cougars. And Rosia couldn't get her shot to go, but Amania Jai is there. And traveling violation. And Lindsay, I don't know if you've noticed, but for as long, every minute as Sam Chandler is in the game, Maggie Self will stay in the game as well. And you have to be able to match Sam Chandler's scoring ability, and the only way that they can do that right now is through the scoring hand of Maggie Self.
The Cougars realizing that as well, guarding Self hard. Definitely watching her, especially as the half comes to an end here. Chandler goes and it's in. Deficit of just 4 here. 32-28 game.
And I believe that there's going to be some discrepancy here. So 32-28 now. 5 seconds on the clock. And Alexis Mitchell, coast to coast. Sam Chandler almost got that half-court shot to go. So here we go now, 34-28 at half. Ferrum Panthers out in front. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back here at the Averett Sports Network.
Welcome back to the Averett versus Panthers second half of today's game. Started at 2 o'clock. The score 34-28. I'm Lindsay Fulcher, joined by Eddie Glenn. Eddie, thank you for joining me, and not only joining me, but training me for every game since last season.
No, I'm just here as a ride along. I'm a tag along. I try and learn as much as I can from you, Lindsay, and try and sharpen my knife off of what you do. But like you said, it's a pleasure calling games with you, especially when we have games like these with two big in-conference rivals. And Ferrum and Averett scores 34-28, and as Ferrum has taken the lead and not really let go of it.
The Cougars playing hard at one point. Right before the second half, we were only trailing by 4. Currently trailing by 6 right before the buzzer went off. Panthers with possession, go for that, and it's no good. Go for it again, no good. Carthen gets the ball, passes it to Chandler. Chandler to Ajay, back to Chandler. Rosia passes it to Ajay, back to back to Rosia, back to Carthen, who goes for it, and it's good. Score 34-28. I'm sorry, 34-31 now, just trailing by 3. Believe that's the first time in this game.
And a great bucket there by Alexis Mitchell, the freshman guard, showing that for the next 4 years, she is going to be something to watch out for.
It appears there was a problem with the scoreboard earlier. The score currently 36-30.
So Carthen will step to the line.
Carthen bounces off the rim. Her second shot here. And it's in. And Eddie, for this to be such a serious game, you see the Cougars very collected, not worried, and very confident in their ability to play together.
And that's something I think that comes from head coach Liz Hickey, who kind of always keeps that demeanor within herself. And that's much to the opposite of her men's basketball counterpart and Coach Duino, who is very animated on the sidelines. And Raven Johnson couldn't get her shot to go there. But I think that cool, calm, and collectedness comes from Liz Hickey. And Maddox with the ball. No good. And Ferrum. Averett coming up with the ball there.
Johnson with the ball. And she was fouled by Brooke Lewis by the Panthers.
And Lindsay, I don't think that it's any coincidence as Raven Johnson misses that first shot. Any coincidence that Sam Chandler breaks the all-time block record here at Averett, with her head coach being Liz Hickey, who leads all of NCAA's Division III teams in blocks ever. She holds the record for all-time blocks in NCAA Division III women's basketball. And I don't think that's any coincidence that Sam Chandler is following in her footsteps, at least at the school level.
I agree, Eddie, and that was something I actually didn't know. So I always enjoy hearing facts about Averett and our coaching staff. We don't oftentimes realize how amazing they are, and that's awesome. Sam Chandler is following in her footsteps.
As Rosia has the ball, she tries to find Carthen down low. Instead, gives it to Maddox. Maddox is dribbling around. She's got to get it past half court. Excuse me. Kiera Smith will check in. Mitchell inbounds to Lewis. Lewis defended by Johnson outside. Over to Self, who's defended by Sam Chandler. There's Aaron March. Rebounded by Raven Johnson.
Rosia down the court. Takes it all the way, goes for a layup. Doesn't quite make it. Panthers the other way now, wide open, but does get blocked. So that's actually going to be called a foul by Kiera Smith, as Mitchell will step up to the line for 2 free throws. First one rolls out. Shannon Longworth into the game for Raven Johnson. Second shot is good for the Panthers. The score 40-32.
Sam Chandler, who ended that first half with 7 points and 6 rebounds, continuing on that mark. Lewis with a couple jab steps. Gives it over to Mitchell. Mitchell defended by Rosia. Back to Lewis. Lewis jab step again. Shot no good. Rosia there. She finds Longworth. Longworth couldn't handle the pass, but she gives it off to Rosia. Rosia couldn't get the layup to go, and ball will go out of bounds. Not quite sure on. It's going to stay Ferrum ball.
Rosia guarding hard. Chandler. Looks like she unexpectedly received the ball there.
And jump ball, and that will go to Ferrum. And that's Mitchell. She's blocked as they give it to Rosia. And the layup goes. Averett coming up with a couple of defensive stops now.
Trailing just by 3 again, Eddie.
And with one more stop, they go to March, who was their senior post woman. Maggie Self, a surefire scorer. Maddox, who has been great for them this game. Foul called against Kiera Smith. First free throw's good.
Score 41-36 in the third quarter here. 4:37 left in today's game, or in this quarter.
Nichols and Mosley in for Ferrum. Johnson in for Averett. And I think this is the first time in today's game that Sam Chandler's in the game and Maggie Self is not. And here's O'Connor. O'Connor ended her first half with 7 points and 5 rebounds. Or excuse me, 5 points and 7 rebounds. Ferrum coming up with the ball there. So here's Maddox the other way, defended by Chandler. Nichols, defended by Rosia. Back to Maddox. She takes the screen, gives it over to O'Connor. Inch under 10 seconds. Step back jumper. It's no good.
Longworth with the rebound, passes to Rosia for the Cougars. Longworth with the ball now again. Kiera Smith in for Averett. Switching with Sam Chandler. Rosia inbounds to Smith. Smith to Longworth. Passes to Rosia. Back to Longworth, who shoots for 3, and it's in. 43-39, thanks to that 3 from Longworth.
And Longworth is improving her game every chance she gets. And that's March from outside. And she answers Longworth's bucket. 30-second timeout. We'll take a quick one here with him. We'll be right back here, the Averett Sports Network. And we're back here at the Grant Center. My name is Eddie Glenn, joined by Lindsey Folger. 46-39, Ferrum out in front in this USAC contest. The two top dogs of the conference. Great defense from Ferrum. It almost causes a turnover. As Rosia finds Brooke Carthen, her shot didn't go. And Ferrum finally coming up with the ball. And so here's Maddox. First shot no good as Sam Chandler checks back into the game. Second shot good. So here's Rosia. As Averett is getting a little behind the ball. And Brooke Carthen puts another bucket in. Nichols looking for something. Finds March. March defended by Longworth. March over to O'Connor. Mosley. First shot, no good. She gets her own ball back and puts it up again and gets it to go.
Cougars trailing by 8. Rosia goes for 3 and gets it. Or I'm sorry, Longworth with another 3 for today's game. Eddie, like you said, she is improving every day. It appears every minute.
And so after that three-pointer makes this a 5-point game, there's a timeout called on the court, Lindsay. We're going to take it here with them. We'll be right back in just a couple of seconds. We're back here. Nichols with the ball. Ferrum has it. That pass goes Aaron, and Averett will get it. So Averett can make this a one-possession game with a bucket here. Mosley called on that foul. And I believe that will be her first of the game. So Averett with the ball, inbounds to Sam Chandler. Maddox coming up with that steal, a great steal from Maddox. Able to track the ball there. A nice head fake from Maddox. 10 seconds on the shot clock. And Nichols couldn't get her shot to go. So here's Rosia. And so Maddox called on that foul. And that will send Rosia to the charity stripe to try and do a little bit of point fundraising for her team. First shot, no good. Johnson into the game for Longworth. Second shot, good.
Panthers with possession. 30 seconds left.
And that's Aaron March. I believe she was blocked by Raven Johnson, and Nichols fouled on the shot. $18 seconds left in this third quarter, 49-45. Ferrum out in front. And don't forget to join us at 4 o'clock for a presentation of men's USAC basketball between the Averett University Cougars and the Greensboro Pride. The Cougars come in 7-8, 2-5 in USAC play. Pride 5-10 on the year, 2-6 in USAC competition as Nichols makes her second shot.
Rosia with the ball for the Cougars.
And a nice pass from Rosia. And so 50-47, a three-point game, Lindsay. It's close. I'm on the edge of my seat. We're going to take a quick break and bring you the final quarter of play. And we are back. Fourth quarter action here. 50-47, Ferrum out in front. Neither team wanting to give this up. They have virtually the same record. They have virtually the same team here. So this win will separate them. When Ferrum winning one early in the year, Averett not wanting to drop two in a row to Ferrum on the year. So a split here. If they can win this game and split the series, and that can give them a better outlook on hosting the conference tournament or even catching a tie for conference championship. So Averett looking to win. Maggie Self, shot no good.
Rosia with the rebound. Passes to Ajay. Maggie Self called on fouling Ajay as she stands up here at the free throw line.
And it looks like Ajay was hurt as she went and hit the ground kind of hard. She misses her first free throw. Amani Ajay will come out and be looked at real quick. Hopefully it's nothing too serious as she is up and walking on her own 2 feet. 3-point game still as Raven Johnson came in to give her a break. And what a pass to find O'Connor. She just couldn't get it to go. So Texan now in transition. Longworth for 3. No good. So here's Jalexis Mitchell. And O'Connor goes baseline.
And it's in.
So Carthen will come in for Rosia.
Bounces back as Samantha Chandler grabs hold of that ball. And gets that layup. Deficit of 3 again here. Cougars working hard. 8:21 left in today's game. Mitchell with the ball for the Panthers.
Averett running some man-to-man basketball here. Maddox couldn't get her shot to go, but O'Connor will rebound.
Connor passes to Mitchell. Passes to Self.
Lewis, mid-range jumper. No good. Averett rebounds.
Carthen with the ball for the Cougars. Passes to Texan. Passes to Chandler. Who goes for it. Chandler a little frustrated by that play.
And you're right. She felt like she was pushed, but the referee called a traveling violation, so 3-point game still. We've been locked here for a minute. Lewis against Longworth. Turnaround jumper, no good. Johnson on the rebound.
Texan with the ball. Texan passes to Carthen.
Carthen, like she hit her knee kind of hard on the court there, but she's up and going now.
This is an aggressive game, Eddie. Both teams really want this win.
Maggie Sell, 4-3. No good, but Alexis Mitchell there to save her. Her shot no good. Johnson on the rebound.
Chandler to Carthen.
And
Carthen
Carthen
going for that layup. No good.
And again, we have been here at 52-49 for a hot second now. Neither team able to get anything going offensively. And Alexis Mitchell will get it going for Ferrum.
And being such a close game, a win just in reach for both teams. Mitchell at the line. And it's in.
Timeout call, 55-49. The Cougars have to get something going here. 6:34 on the clock. We'll be right back here at the Grant Center.
And we are back here on the Averett Sports Network. 6 minutes, 33 seconds left in today's game. The score 55-49 between your Averett Cougars and the Ferrum Panthers. Both teams working very hard for this win. Cougars definitely looking on splitting this series. Chandler to Johnson. Johnson to Smith. Smith passes back to Chandler.
And that was a great pass from Kiara Smith. I'm sorry there, but a great pass from Kiara Smith to find the lane, first of all, go through the traffic, and then find Sam Chandler on the outside.
Chandler did get fouled. Misses that first one, kind of shakes it off a little bit. Amani Ajayi back into the game for the Cougars. Got Chandler, Ajayi on the court together. Panthers looking for their lane. Mitchell with the ball. Just misses as Ajayi receives that rebound, passes to Carthen. Aaron March called for the foul. Carthen steps up to the line. 6 points in between these two teams right now. Make that 5. 55-50, 5 minutes 41 seconds left in today's ball game. Carthen makes that second one. Longworth called for her first foul. Erin March steps up for the Panthers. The first one's in. Second one in as well. Beautiful shots from March there. Rosia to Chandler. Chandler to Ajay, who gets that layup. 4 points in between these teams. Eddie, like you said, we are on the edge of our seats here for our Cougars.
And speaking of these two teams and having a close game, last game was only separated by 7 points at the end. And that's going to be Erin March getting the shot to go and the foul. .501 left in this game, 59-53. Sam Chandler finding Amani Ajay. Erin March's fourth foul, but she will not come out the game as it is the fourth quarter. Usually if it's the third quarter and you have 4, you're coming out. But the game on the line like this, you're going to keep your player in. Free throw, no good. Erin March actually will come out. O'Connor will come in. Second free throw, no good. Alexis Mitchell over to Mosley.
Lewis with the ball for the Panthers, passes to O'Connor.
And what a pass from O'Connor. And foul was called on Jesse O'Connor.
Eddie, I looked away a split second, but it was pretty obvious the call based on our crowd's reactions.
You've got the fans at Averett cheering and the fans at Ferrum jeering. Amani Ajay.
Chandler gives her a quick pep talk along with Longworth. Been a rough game for her today.
And there it is.
There we go. Not in terms of not performing well, but in terms of kind of being beaten up out there. Always able to hold herself still, making that last shot. Making this game within 5. Lewis passes to O'Connor. O'Connor to Maddox. Maddox to Mosley. Back to Maddox. Taking her time. Passes to Mosley again.
And Sam Chandler with 2 straight blocks on Mosley. And that is your all-time leading block leader in Sam Chandler. She gets 2 straight blocks down in the paint on Mosley as time expires on the shot clock. So 5-point game now as we are under 4 minutes left in this ball game.
Smith passes to Longworth. Longworth back to Smith. Ferrum gets that call. A little discrepancy down here. Liz Hickey not happy about that call, not necessarily agreeing. Rosia aggressive on that.
And the Cougars get it to go their way that time. And Alexis Mitchell's 4th foul of the game. And so here's Ferrum the other way now. 2-on-2 fast break. And Maddox will step out.
Self being guarded by Chandler.
Maddox can get her first shot to go. Carthen will come up with the ball. The Cougars need a shot here. And they will get one from Longworth. It just doesn't fall. And a timeout called, a very smart timeout call by head coach Liz Hickey as the Cougars were battling for the ball. So 5-point game here, 2:36 left on the clock. We're going to take one here with them at the Averett Sports Network.
Back here at the Grant Center after a quick timeout. Chandler just went for 3, unable to make that with Johnson getting it. Then the Panthers travel call. The score 59-54. We started quite quickly there, Eddie.
Yes, we did. As the Ferrum coaches and parents wanted a foul, but instead a travel was called. And Rosia off the glass and in.
Cougars 3-point deficit here.
Timeout called. 6 seconds on the shot clock. And take one here with them. We'll be right back in 30 seconds. And so we're back here. Inbound to Aaron March, and Averett will come up with it. Sam Chandler's going the other way now. She's looking for some help. She finds it in Rosia. Rosia finds Johnson. Johnson Shot, no good. Rebounded by Carthen. Carthen goes up with it, and she is fouled on the shot. And that is Jalexis Mitchell's 5th foul of the game. Mitchell, nothing to hang her head about. Averaging 6 points on the year, but she's really shown us she's going to be a player to watch in the USAC for the next 4 years, 100%. Brooke Carthen, first free throw good. 2-point game, Lindsay. Second shot good. It is a 1-point game here. Ferrum out in front by 1. It is crunch time now. 1 minute and a half left on the clock. The Averett crowd getting into it. And this is Mosley. Over to March. March to Maddox. Maddox. Shot no good. Rebounded by Rosia.
A very exciting game to be at here, Eddie.
.15 seconds on the shot clock. They go down low to Raven Johnson. Johnson to Rosia. Rosia. Down low to Carthen. Gets her own rebound. Johnson gets the rebound. And she is fouled.
And it's within reach here.
Maddox called on the foul there.
Tie ball game here. A tie ball game.
59-59. And Raven Johnson gives Averett the lead.
With less than a minute left.
Averett's first lead of the game comes at the most important time. 40 seconds left on the clock. Here we go. Mosley with the ball. Over to Maddox. Maddox has 4 fouls. 30 seconds on the clock. 10 seconds on the shot clock. She's defended by Carthen. And the ball will be taken away, and she will be fouled. And the Averett fans are on their feet. 23.4 seconds left.
The Cougars not giving up.
And that is Maddox. I believe she was called for her 5th foul. So Nichols will check in.
Carthen here.
First shot good.
Good.
Second shot didn't go. So timeout call, 22.8 left. 2-point game here, Lindsay. The game is still not over. Shot clock is gone. We're going to take a break here, and we'll be right back here at the Averett Sports Network. And we are back here. The Averett University fans are loud and proud. The Ferrum fans are on the edge of their seat. Ferrum, 22.8 seconds left. They are down by 2. The Cougars able to come back with under a minute left as Ferrum will inbound on their end of the court. Inbound to Nichols. Over to Mosley. Mosley. Over to Lewis. They're trying to find March. And Sam Chandler comes up with a steal. And they will foul her.
Eddie, women's basketball this season, every game an exciting game. They are just dominating out here on the court.
And O'Connor will check into the game. And we need both of these, Sam Chandler. First shot in, three-point game. Timeout called, 30-second timeout, three-point game, 11.7 on the clock. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back here, the Averett Sports Network. Sam Chandler, one more shot at the free throw line. Second shot goes, 4-point game. Timeout called for Ferrum. 63-59, 11.7 still on the clock. Ferrum's going to try and draw something up here, try and get a 4-point play. We'll be right back here at the Grant Center. And we are back here, 11.7 on the clock. Inbound to Nichols. Her shot is good. And so now timeout called by Avery. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back here again. 7.1 on the clock, 61-63. Live at the Grant Center, 61-63, 7.1 on the clock. Cougars will inbound on their side of the court, 2-point game. So Sam Chandler will be fouled with 3.8 left. Chandler's first shot is good.
And like we said earlier, Eddie, it's the little things that are going to end up winning a game for the Cougars.
And the Cougars win the game 61-64. After trailing all game, they led in the final minute of the game and kept that lead. They persevered and never gave up. 61-64 is your final score. Thank you for joining us again here in just over 20 minutes. Join us for the men's basketball game as Averett University Cougars will go up against the Greensboro Pride in USAC competition. My name is Eddie Glenn and joined by Lindsey Fulcher. Thank you for joining us.